Wait, hey, the shit that he's playing don't work, I'm gonna come up with something.
Here's the final stop of the day. Total Wines. See the line started over there. My last stop of the day. We got up early, had a late night. We don't do excuses here. We just get the job done. Because this is what we signed up for.
Shannon should just step out with his boyfriend and let people know I'm bisexual, but this is who I'm with. And every now and then I experience my wild side.
You think he's a zest monster?
I definitely think he's bisexual.
50 Cent just stirred the pot again, this time dropping some serious tea about Shannon Sharpe. And let's just say, the internet is spiraling. People can't stop talking, and the whispers behind the scenes are getting louder by the minute. But here's where things get wild. This isn't some recycled rumor from last year. Nope. This is about a whole messy chain of drama that's been chasing Shannon for months, and it just hit a breaking point. So, picture this. Around April 21st, 2025, a woman named Gabby, or sometimes Carly, who's active on OnlyFans, filed a major civil lawsuit against him. We're talking about claims that he crossed serious boundaries during their 2-year relationship, and now she's asking for over $50 million in damages. Shannon didn't hesitate to clap back. He called the whole thing a setup, pure fiction, and said everything between them was completely consensual. In his words, this is nothing more than a calculated smear campaign designed to wreck his reputation. But he didn't stop there. Oh no, Shannon went full throttle, calling out attorney Tony Busby by name, accusing him of leading a straight-up media ambush. Shannon reminded everyone that Busby has a track record of targeting big names before, including Jay-Z himself. And now, according to Shannon, it looks like that same playbook's being run on him. And if that wasn't messy enough, there's even talk of a short, edited clip that's allegedly being lined up to make him look bad, carefully chopped up to fit a damaging narrative. Cue the internet detectives. Social media is in full meltdown mode, trying to figure out who's really pulling the strings behind all this chaos. Meanwhile, Shannon's not staying quiet. Reports say he's getting ready to fire back with a defamation countersuit. But this whole situation has spiraled so far out of control, he's had to step away from ESPN, including his big-time role on First Take, just to focus on clearing his name. Fans were stunned. Especially because he had just secured a massive multi-year deal with ESPN that was supposed to take his career to another level, more shows, more screen time, and, of course, a bigger bag. But instead of celebrating, he's now trying to stop his image from collapsing. And the timing? Way too convenient. The drama exploded right after the contract news dropped. Fans can't help but wonder if someone's trying to sabotage him right at his peak. And just when things couldn't get more chaotic, social media caught wind of his personal life again. People started speculating after Shannon was spotted several times with stylist Hollywood Mugler, the fashion world's bold, headline-making favorite. The two were seen sitting courtside at Lakers games, hopping from event to event, and showing up in coordinated outfits that had fans zooming in on every detail. To really understand the noise, you've got to know who Hollywood Mugler is. Because this isn't your average stylist who just picks out red carpet looks. Mugler made headlines years ago after exposing his alleged connection with former NFL player Kerry Rhodes from the New York Jets. And since then, wherever he goes, drama tends to follow.
One little bit of a serious question. Okay. The NFL has been asking some of the candidates about their orientation. Yes. How do you feel about that?
I think it's a good thing. You will find that somebody will come out and say that they're, whatever the situation is. And I think it's a good thing. I think the more you grow as a person, as an individual, you become secure with who you are. And that doesn't matter what orientation is. And I think
that moment sent shockwaves through both the sports world and Hollywood, and honestly, people still haven't stopped talking about it. It all started when a batch of personal photos suddenly surfaced online. Pictures showing Mugler and Kerry Rhodes looking a little too close for comfort. Now, before those photos dropped, Rhodes had already done an interview where he spoke thoughtfully about identity and acceptance in the NFL. He said, "The more you grow as a person, the more secure you become with who you are." Mature words, but they left the door wide open for speculation. So when those photos hit the internet, chaos followed. Comment sections lit up instantly. Everyone was rushing to play detective, drawing their own conclusions. And instead of letting the noise die down, Mugler turned the volume all the way up. He told a reporter point blank that Kerry Rhodes was involved with him, and that what they had was very real. That quote alone exploded across headlines overnight. But Mugler didn't stop there. He doubled down in multiple interviews, insisting it wasn't just friendship. He painted it as a full-on relationship and shared enough vivid details to keep the story alive for months. So, how does all this tie back to Shannon? Well, here's where it gets interesting. Hollywood Mugler wasn't some random new face in Shannon's circle, he was his personal stylist. And for a while, the two were practically glued at the hip. They were spotted everywhere together, front row at Lakers games, major red carpet events, always coordinated, always camera ready. Fans couldn't help but notice Mugler's sudden glow up, too. Designer fits, expensive jewelry, luxury accessories, all popping up out of nowhere. And that's when the whispers started. Some people began suggesting those flashy gifts might have come straight from Shannon himself. Shannon, of course, tried to shut all that down. He made it clear that his friendship with Mugler was strictly professional, no funny business, just styling. But not everyone's buying it. The internet's been side-eyeing the whole situation, wondering why Shannon suddenly switched things up when he already had a trusted stylist for years. And to make things worse, Shannon himself kind of fed the fire. On his own podcast, he once said he rarely even buys new clothes. Which made fans ask, if that's true, why hire a brand new stylist at all? It didn't take long for online detectives to start digging. One user commented, "You say Shannon didn't do anything strange, but he fired a stylist he had for 20 years just to hire someone new who didn't even change his wardrobe." Another wrote, "A real stylist brings new looks, not recycled outfits." Then came the harsh critiques. People pointed out that Hollywood Mugler doesn't have a verified portfolio, no big-name client list, no fashion house connections, nothing that screams top-tier stylist. One commenter even said, "He's not a real stylist. That's just his plus one." And honestly, they kind of had a point. No one brings their stylist courtside to Lakers games or out on personal hangouts. Others piled on, saying Shannon should have known better, especially given Mugler's past drama with other athletes like Kerry Rhodes. But the real plot twist? Things got even messier once Shannon allegedly decided to cut ties with Mugler.
I mean, anytime you lay with a person that has the same thing that you have between thy legs and you sleep with them, you're gay. But I think that I probably was the first guy that he tried, and he liked it. It was good. It really was.
According to reports, Mugler did not take the split well, not even a little. That's when he started firing shots online, tossing shade, spilling supposed insider secrets, and painting Shannon in a bad light. Fans caught on instantly, calling it what it looked like, a bitter revenge campaign from someone who couldn't handle being dropped. Then everything exploded overnight. People were arguing, debating who was telling the truth and who was spinning a story. But then came the real twist, talk of a leaked video. Mugler reportedly claimed the clip wasn't some accidental leak at all. He said Shannon recorded it himself, on purpose, to shut down the ongoing rumors about him. And Mugler didn't just hint at it, he mocked the whole idea that it could have been an accident. He posted, "Accidentally going live? You have to open the app, swipe right, swipe left twice, then hit record. That's not an accident." That single post had everyone rewatching the video again and again, trying to figure out if Shannon's so-called mistake was actually a calculated move gone wrong. Even after cutting ties with Mugler, the whispers didn't stop. New rumors started popping up online, claiming Shannon was spending time with another man. Social media went wild with theories, and that's when Shannon finally decided to face it all head-on. He called every single rumor false. He made it clear that just because he worked with a stylist who's part of the LGBTQ+ community doesn't mean there's any truth to the gossip. He said people were twisting his personal and professional relationships to fit a false narrative, a setup meant to tear him down. But the internet wasn't done stirring the pot. Out of nowhere, talk surfaced that 50 Cent allegedly had receipts on Shannon. And that sent fans into full detective mode, trying to figure out what that even meant. The crazy part? 50 and Shannon have never had any real public beef before, so the rumor shocked everyone. Some fans think it's just social media reaching again, while others believe something deeper might be brewing behind the scenes. And here's where things start connecting. The same online crowd that once hyped Shannon's rise is now questioning every single move he makes. The timing of everything, the lawsuit, the leaks, the 50 Cent whispers, all feels way too perfect. People are calling it a coordinated smear campaign against a man whose career and influence have been climbing fast. Now the big question is, where does Shannon go from here? The man built his entire brand on strength, confidence, and control. But even he seems to be feeling the weight of this chaos. Insiders say his circle's gotten smaller, way smaller. He's cut back on appearances, stopped taking unnecessary calls, and shifted focus to legal strategy instead of online noise. Fans noticed he's posting less, too. And when he does, the tone's different, calm, serious, no jokes, no shade, just quiet moves. Meanwhile, 50 Cent's silence has everyone on edge. And if there's one thing about 50, when he's quiet, something's brewing. People are convinced he's planning something major. Maybe a statement, maybe a post, something that could flip the entire situation upside down. Because if there's anyone who knows how to control a narrative, it's 50 Cent. He's a master at letting tension build before dropping a bomb. Now some fans are starting to think this whole mess might be bigger than just gossip. Maybe Shannon's being targeted because of his success. He's one of the few sports figures who crossed into entertainment and stayed relevant, powerful, popular, and self-made. And let's be real, power like that makes people nervous. Right now, Shannon's name is trending daily. Every new detail spawns another theory. Whether this is a distraction or something deeper, one thing's clear, the storm isn't over. Then, out of nowhere, new reports started spreading online. Supposedly, there's unseen footage tied to the Shannon scandal. Fans instantly went into full investigation mode, hashtags started trending, and internet detectives began dissecting old clips, comparing screenshots, trying to figure out what was real and what was edited. It's chaos, pure chaos. Every rumor brings a new twist. Sources close to Shannon are furious, claiming these leaks are nothing more than a setup to destroy a man who's gotten too successful too fast. One insider even hinted that some of the clips floating around might be AI-generated deepfakes, videos digitally altered to look real and spark controversy. That theory blew up instantly, with people arguing that artificial intelligence has officially become the new weapon for destroying reputations. Wild, right? Meanwhile, 50 Cent is still quiet. Too quiet. People are convinced he's sitting on something, maybe receipts, maybe the truth, and just waiting for the perfect moment to drop it. Some say he's bluffing. Others swear he's holding the key to ending this whole saga. But with 50, you never really know. As for Shannon, this might be the toughest chapter of his career. The lawsuits, the leaks, the constant speculation, it's all putting his legacy to the test. His supporters are calling it a witch hunt, a full-blown attempt to break down a man who rose too high, too fast. And honestly, they might be right. Because in today's digital age, one headline can flip your entire world overnight. Every gossip page, every sports blog, every entertainment site, they're all dissecting Shannon's every move like it's a crime scene. One day it's the lawsuit, the next it's the leaked footage, and then suddenly, it's 50 Cent again. The narrative keeps shifting, and no one really knows what's true anymore. But what is clear is that Shannon's reputation is hanging by a thread. Each new rumor pulls it tighter. Inside sources say his team is scrambling, lawyers, PR experts, even media insiders, all trying to reshape the story before it spirals any further. There's even talk of a press conference to finally set the record straight. But fans aren't sure he'll actually do it. Some think he'll just ride it out, staying silent until the noise dies down. Meanwhile, whispers about 50's next move haven't stopped. Word is, he might be sitting on files that could completely change the conversation. Some believe he's bluffing, others think he's waiting to make the perfect power move. And knowing 50, he's probably 10 steps ahead of everyone else. Now the concern is whether all these rumors will start affecting Shannon's partnerships. ESPN execs are reportedly watching closely. Brands tied to him are quietly reviewing contracts. It's that serious. The internet is divided. One comment summed up the whole mood: this is the system attacking him from every angle because he's too independent. They can't stand seeing a man win without their control. That post blew up, and thousands agreed, maybe this isn't a coincidence. Maybe it's calculated. Another user wrote, it's crazy how right when Shannon's about to sign that $100 million podcast deal, boom, controversy out of nowhere. And just like that, the theory spread, powerful figures don't fall by accident. They're pushed. Now, everyone's wondering the same thing. Is Shannon just the latest victim of a smear campaign, or is there more to the story than we know? Whatever the truth is, one thing's for sure, this story's far from over. And the next chapter? It's probably going to be the wildest one yet.